Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to go over essentially, the problem with tracking 1 pound a month of body weight gain, as well as, why a 100 calorie surplus isn't enough for most people, and why, typically I recommend 200 calories bare minimum as a surplus. So first things first with the whole surplus thing. So, in theory, you can just have a 100 calorie surplus and that's enough to maximize muscle growth. The reality is that we really don't need that many calories above maintenance to maximize muscle growth. While McDonald actually has a really good article talking about calories needed to maximize muscle growth at different training ages. Essentially, as a beginner, say you're getting 1.5 pounds of muscle per month, it's about 175 calories surplus. And if you're about a intermediate, getting a pound a month, it's about 120 calories above maintenance. Whereas if you are a beginner or an advanced lifter, it's only 60 calories above maintenance actually to maximize muscle growth. So while those are the numbers, and those are, the reality is that muscle growth is just really, really freaking depressingly slow. I wish it was faster. Everybody kind of wishes it was, because, that'd be awesome, but the reality is that muscle growth it takes a lot of time and energy to actually build contractile tissue as opposed to, just losing body fat. So essentially, the reason why that doesn't really work, with adding 100 calories above maintenance is that, you could theory, even though you might say, oh, I'm adding 100 calories, I'm 100 calories surplus, our bodies tend to adapt upwards. So for example, you might start to fidget more. You might start to walk around a little more. You might start to train harder. Your core body temperature might be slightly elevated. And there's these really little things that, burn calories, like drinking an extra glass of cold water could, burn another 8 calories or something like that, because it takes energy to heat up that cold water and make it into your body to temperature. It might, you might, sweat more because it's hotter outside. It might be colder outside. You might have trained legs, you might have not trained legs. There are lots of little things that impact your energy expenditure day to day, and that basically make it, kind of a fool's errand to think, I'm adding 100 calories surplus, that's 100 calories. For most people, they might actually just completely adapt upwards, and that might not even be enough to even have weight gain start to happen, because in order to maximize muscle growth and get bigger, we do need to gain body weight. The reality is that the only way that you get bigger is if you are eating more food than your body needs to maintain its current body size. You can build muscle at maintenance, but you're not going to get bigger. So the reason why, usually I recommend 200 calorie surplus is because about after a lot of the adaptive mechanisms that actually come into place, within once you start to eat more, you might actually only have a 100 calorie surplus. Or if you're somebody who's more of a hard gainer, you might actually completely compensate, because this is somebody like myself. I can gain muscle well, but it takes a lot of time and work, and I typically have to eat a lot more to actually start to trigger my body weight going up, because I tend to adapt upwards quite a bit. But in general, 200 calorie increments is just what you should do. And then, in regards to 1 pound of body weight gain per month, the problem with tracking that is that, that's open to trying to be that pinpointed on your weight gain. You might actually only be on maintenance. You might have fluctuate up a pound, and then okay, cool, I gain a pound, then you're up 2 pounds, oh shit, and then you go back down, and then you're at maintenance again, and you might lose some weight, and over time you just tend to sort of spin your wheels. And so how gaining a pound per month actually sort of works, how it looks is you tend to gain maybe 2 or 3 pounds 1 month, and then you maintain that for a couple months or something like that. That's sort of how it works in general. But I recommend for most people, if you really want to maximize your muscle growth, this is really how you do it without getting fat. Gain on average about 2 pounds of body weight per month. Limit your body weight gain past the beginner stage. If you're a beginner, you can gain up to about 10% of your body weight before you decide to cut. If you're an advanced lifter or an intermediate lifter, only gain 5% of your body weight. So maybe 10 pounds at the very most before you do a little bit of a mini cut. And if you sort of bulk like that, you're not ever really going to get fat. You're never really going to lose your abs. And if you're taking it slow, about 2 pounds a month, that should be about 5 months of really body weight gain and productive training. And then say if you gain half body fat and half muscle, it's 2 or 3 weeks to really put off that body fat. If you go a little bit more fast. So if you're trying to bulk and you're trying to really just maximize muscle growth, just 200 calorie increases should be what you're dealing with, above your maintenance. Track your body weight over time. Try to gain on average 2 pounds of body weight per month, and that's really going to be the best way to get bigger and stronger. Nobody has really ever gotten really big and really strong without committing to a bulk, without committing to a surplus. Like, if I didn't gain, like, I went from like 135 pounds to 160 pounds in like my first year of training, and then my second year I went from one, and that was in bulk, and I cut back down to 150, and I bulked from 150 to 180 too, and then I cut down to like 165. I should have stopped at 170. I lost muscle mass, but yeah, like, if I didn't do that, if I didn't like focus on gaining weight and focusing on building muscle and whatnot, like, I would not be where I'm at today. So commit to the bulk, because the way that you build a physique, the way that you get stronger, is by eating enough. It's not by periods of dieting. Like, that's when you reveal your physique. And if you're in a situation where you are a little bit fatter than you like, cut down to about as lean as you can and get comfortably get before you start to have low energy or really bad sex drive. Like, there's lots of different things that will sort of pop up, but try to get down to about as lean as you can be, that's comfortable for you and that you like, and then just kind of bulk from there. Stay within an acceptable body fat range for you. For most people, like, being between 10 and 20% body fat is a really great spot to just be in, like, when you're bulking. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, ask down below.